that the right to run for office, the right for one to offer themselves for public office, is not a right that is unlimited. There are conditions under which individuals can be barred from running for public office. In any civilized society, if a person is suspected, not even indicted, suspected of committing murder or theft or rape, that person would not run for public office. The idea is unthinkable. You tell me, how many countries in the world have elected individuals who are indicted for crimes against humanity? You tell me. It boggles the mind and shocks the human conscience that anyone who is indicted for crimes against humanity would think of leaving the same people for whom he is accused of having violated. Furthermore, it boggles the mind that the citizens themselves, who are the subject of those violations, would contemplate voting for that person. That is not how you build a democracy. It is not how there are standards of public decency for holding public office. And I submit to you that the argument that let the people decide is a red herring, is a false argument. The people's choice to elect a leader is not like a pit latrine. It is not a pit latrine. The people's choice is sacred and must not be abused.
Now, what are you looking at in terms of costs, and is that a major thing for you?
What, in terms of the case?
Yeah.
The case that was just decided?
Yeah.
Well, we do not know. We will await to see what the costs are that have been, awarded for the respondents. Our view is that, we'll most likely move to court to challenge those costs, because, our view that, awarding costs to respondents in a case in which there is a great national public interest defeats the purposes of public litigation and eviscerates the rights of Kenyans to vindicate the Bill of Rights and the Constitution. It essentially defeats the purpose for which the Constitution was passed. If you are going to punish Kenyans for challenging individuals whom we believe are not fit to hold public office, you might as well not have that provision in the Constitution providing for the rights of Kenyans to challenge for those issues.
Considering we have less than 20 days to the general elections, what happens if these specific people are elected, get to be elected to office? What happens? Because you don't have time, and if you're planning to challenge the ruling in this short time, how sure are you that you'll make any impact?
Chapter 6 deals with pre-election challenges, where a person can be barred from running for public office on the basis of integrity and ethics issues. But Chapter 6 also has a post-election dimension to it, in which a person who is elected can be challenged on the basis that they are not suitable to hold public office. So we do not think that that time really is an issue here. If we cannot, if time runs out on us, if the clock essentially runs out on us before the elections, we can still come back and challenge the right of those individuals to hold public office after March the 4th.
From the debate that was held on the 11th of this month, we saw that one of those individuals, who is Uhuru Kenyatta, based his argument that this is a personal matter and it's what he's seeking for is an elective post. So what can you say about that? Was his argument credible enough?
Well, I think that if you are asking Kenyans to elect you to the highest office in the land, and you are accused of crimes against humanity, and I think as Kenyans, we cannot trivialize what happened in 2008. We know that there were 1,300 people dead. We know that there were hundreds of thousands of people who were displaced. We know there were rapes. We know there was a lot of looting and destruction of property. Charges connected to those gross violations, which are really crimes against humanity, cannot be a personal matter. Unless we are living in two different planets, I do not know what that candidate was talking about when he referred to that issue as a personal matter. It does not get any more public than that.
Do you still believe the ICC case is as strong as it was, given that some of the main witnesses that were being relied on have already withdrawn their evidence?
I do not speak for the ICC. All I can tell you is that the indictments that were issued were based on several processes. First, the ICC believed that there was enough evidence to open investigations in the first instance. Secondly, the ICC believed there was enough evidence to issue summons. And thirdly, the ICC believed that there was enough evidence to indict.
And my issue is because this is some evidence now that has is not. I mean, there are doubts around that same evidence that you referring to.
Well, I don't know how you know that because
the witness number 4 withdrew his evidence. That's the premise of my question.
But how do you know that witness number 4's evidence was credible? I don't know that to be a fact. I don't even know who witness number 4 is. So I mean, I have no idea. I don't speak for them. I think you can call the ICC and ask them. But that's a different matter from what we are trying to address here. All I can tell you is that I'm not here to assess whether the cases will succeed or fail. The due process of the law will have to take its course. If in fact, the two individuals that I'm referring to in this press conference are innocent, I'm sure the court will find them innocent if they are innocent. If they are guilty, I'm sure the court will find them guilty. Let the law run its course.
And those same people say that you act at the behest of foreign powers, funded by foreign powers, that you try to rob Kenyans of their rights.
I think that arguments that seek to invoke foreign powers and hide behind the sovereignty of this country are arguments which are hypocritical. I dare say that arguments based upon nationalism are the last refuge of this country. We've heard these arguments made before by other people. Robert Mugabe in Zimbabwe makes those arguments every day. Omar al-Bashir in Sudan makes those arguments every day. You can decide what one to believe. Kenya is the one that ratified the ICC statute, the Rome statute. Kenya was not forced to ratify the statute. So I don't understand why, the ICC would be, indictments of the ICC would be seen as a foreign plot when the country is the one that ratified the statute. And as you all know, it was some of these same individuals who, in fact, defeated a local tribunal and said, let's go to The Hague.